Never been into motorbikes.
I've never been a fan of motorbikes. I'm still not a fan of motorbikes.
Well, this is embarrassing.
So, I've never been into motorbikes. I've had friends who've been into motorbikes over the years, but I've just never got it. I don't know if it's because as a child my mum instilled into me the dangers of having a motorbike. I did on my last campervan have a little 50cc scooter on the back, which was good fun, but I have to say over 20 mile an hour and you felt like you were taking your life into your hands. Felt like you were doing 120 mile an hour. It was a bit of a toy really. I've never liked the idea of a bike because I just don't understand this thing about freedom that they talk about, and I don't get it, because you've got to wear all this protective clothing, you've got your helmet on, whereas when you're driving, in my case a van, I can wind the window down and feel the breeze on my face. I can eat a Cornish pasty while I'm driving, or have a cup of tea. You can't do that on a motorbike. But at 55 years old, just recently, a few months ago, I had this idea that I might like to tour a country, maybe like Cambodia for example, on a motorbike one day. And having done a bit of research, it turns out that a 50cc would probably kill me in many ways to do such a journey. You need something a bit more powerful to get you out of trouble, which you can't do on a 50cc. I can ride a 50cc because of my age on my current licence. So I looked into it, and it seems you have to do something called a CBT to be able to ride up to a 125. That stands for compulsory basic training. So a couple of months ago, I booked myself on a course to do just that. Hi there, I'm thinking about doing my motorbike licence.
Right, okay. Are you starting from scratch?
I am.
Okay folks, I'm ready to go. I'm dressed accordingly, and I think they're going to supply some gear there, maybe like a helmet and a bike, and maybe some gloves. So let's go do this. I'm going to try and video as much as I can while I'm there, but I am a little bit nervous and I'm not sure if they're going to be okay with that, so we'll see how we get on. Let's do it. Well, this is embarrassing. We're supposed to be here at 9:30, or by 9:30, and I'm an hour early. Do you think I'm a bit nervous? Right, we're here. I'm not sure anybody else is here yet, so let's go find out. Oh look, bikes are going out. I'm probably going to fall off into that. And that. I've been sent away. I'm too early. So they've said, bugger off and come back later in good old Yorkshire fashion. So I'm going back later. Well, I couldn't video it because I was too involved in the whole process, and it just wasn't possible. It was very, very stressful. There was somebody on the course who didn't speak English, so he didn't know when they were saying turn left, turn right, slow down, speed up, and he was the person I was buddied up with to go riding with. So it was an absolute nightmare. We kept stopping and starting all the time, and he was shouting at him, and anyway, look what I got me. Hoo-hoo. Yes.
So after doing my CBT, I discovered afterwards that it only lasts for 2 years. And so you have to, I think it's 2 years, so you have to redo it each time and pay to redo it every time. So I thought, well, I've come this far, might as well keep going and get the full licence, even though I'm not bothered about a big bike or bikes in general. So the next stage then is you have to do a theory test, which comprises of, I think it's 50 questions, and also there is hazard perception, where you're watching videos of scenarios and you have to click when you think you see a potential hazard arising.
Well, here I am. I'm on my way to do my theory test for the motorbike. I'm very nervous, I have to tell you. I don't think I've been this nervous since I did my full driving test back in 1985. It's not the questions I'm nervous about, it's the stupid hazard perception. Anyway, we'll see how we get on. I'll try, well, I doubt I'll be at a video when we're in there, but we'll see what happens, and I'll see you afterwards, all being well, unless I've failed, in which case I might not want to talk to you, or anybody for that matter. I might spit my tummy out, and that's that. See you in a bit. So I'm on my way back. I couldn't film in there because they strip search you and give you the rubber glove treatment. The hardest thing I found was, or the thing I was most worried about, because you can read up on the questions, you can get things on your phone so you can brush up on everything, but it's two parts. There's the questions part, and then there's a hazard perception where you watch videos and you've got to click when you see a potential hazard forming, and depending on where you click, so if you click as it's right in front of you, you'll only score 1 point, but if you click right at the beginning where it's forming, you'll score 5 points. So the problem is, I'm used to driving, so I spot these when I've done the tests at home on my PC. When I spot these hazards really early and I click, it's not in the window, so I score nothing. And when I've practiced, because you can go back and look and see when you clicked and when the points were. This is when you practice it, not when you're at DVLA. I'm just doing that one click. If you click too many times, then it'll be null and void anyway. So you've got to try and be careful not to click too much, but make sure you've clicked after you. For me anyway, I've got to click after I've seen it. So anyway, I passed. Now the thing is, it's only valid for 2 years, so same as the CBT. And so for that reason alone, it makes sense to carry on and do the full license. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Mod 1 and Mod 2.
You have to pass that then before you can do your Mod 1. I went on to book training and I realised that really I need a bike to get some experience on, just to get used to balancing and turning and all these things. So I've ordered myself a Honda CB125F to get some practice on, and I've found out on the CBT what equipment I need, because I had no equipment when I went on the CBT. That's part of the fee. They've got helmets and jackets and gloves and stuff. So first things, get a bike.
I don't know about you, but I'm finding as I'm getting older, I'm finding it harder to do new things when I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone. It's really difficult. I've really got to push myself. This is kind of extreme for me. I've never been a fan of motorbikes. I'm still not a fan of motorbikes. So here I am with all the gear and no idea, and I'm about to go now to pick up my new motorbike so I can get some practice on, because I've done the CBT, I've done the theory test. Later this month I've got my Mod 1. Mod 1 is when you're on a big bike and you basically, it's not a very long course, but the training will be a bit longer. It's a day, I think. A day if I can do it, in which you do like figure of eight slaloms, braking. You go through a speed camera, you have to get up to a certain speed and then brake within a certain distance. So that's what this is about. This bike I'm picking up today, my intention, although we'll see how we get on, but my intention is, once I've passed my full motorbike license, I'll just sell this. They don't depreciate much, so when I was looking at buying a used one, I found that one that were 10, 11 years old hadn't depreciated that much, so I might as well get a brand new one where I know that everything is guaranteed, everything's new, everything should perform as it's designed to do. So I'm not going to take the camera with me today because I'm too scared and I don't want to have something to distract me. So I'll show you the bike if I make it back. I would say what could possibly go wrong, but I don't think this is the time to be saying something like that. It has been raining and the roads are drying up, and I'm hoping by the time I get to the garage, which I'm going to have to get a taxi to, I'm hoping that it'll be nice and dry for me. If there's any hint of moisture, I won't be picking it up today. I just won't. So wish me luck. I hope to see you again. Bye for now.
Here I am with my new bike. We'll take some video before it's got scratches on it. So I made it. I've done first 20 miles now. I'm up in the countryside near where I live. And sorry if I've got food on my teeth, I'm just having a little bit of a breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. Yeah, a little bit of tight butt cheeks during leaving Craig's Honda in Shipley, is where I got it from, because there was so much traffic. But I was okay, there was no problems. I think the only thing I need to practice now, well, there's a lot of things I need to practice now, but the main things is just getting smoother with the clutch, smoother with the brakes. I'm a little heavy-handed. Yeah, I'm a little heavy-handed, but it's yeah, it's good. So we've come here to have breakfast together. Why not?
So after doing my Mod 1 training, which was on a 650, to my surprise, I found that it's a lot easier to ride a bigger bike, and not only that, I was starting to enjoy it, which I really didn't expect to happen. So, having passed my theory and then my Mod 1, the next thing was to do the Mod 2. That's the final thing. The Mod 2 is what you'd expect a driving test. So there's an instructor, an examiner comes out and follows you after doing an eye test, and you do a trip for about half an hour riding around the roads of, in my case, Bradford, which was a terrible idea. And somehow I managed to pass that.
So here I am at DV SA Test Centre, and I've just passed my Mod 2.
So I did my Mod 2, and before I left the training centre, I got on the phone and I ordered my new motorbike. I can't believe it myself. It's such a shock. So let's see where this adventure goes from here. So it is winter. We've got a couple of decent hours of sunlight today, so we're going to go out for a little ride. Because believe it or not, I've actually missed riding my bike while it's been snowy and horrible. I'm just in shock daily by how much I'm enjoying this, even though I can't eat a Cornish pasty and drink a cup of tea while I'm riding.